Memorial Day this past Monday, Jill and I visited Arlington National Cemetery. As we entered those hallowed grounds, we saw rows and rows of crosses among the rows of headstones with other emblems of belief, honoring those who paid the ultimate price on battlefields around the world. The day before, we visited Uvalde, Texas. In front of Robb Elementary School, we stood before 21 crosses for 19 third and fourth graders and 2 teachers. On each cross, a name, and nearby, a photo of each victim that Jill and I reached out to touch. Innocent victims murdered in a classroom that had been turned into a killing field. Standing there in that small town, like so many other communities across America, I couldn't help but think there are too many other schools, too many other everyday places that have become killing fields, battlefields here in America. We stood at such a place just 12 days before, across from a grocery store in Buffalo, New York, memorializing 10 fellow Americans, a spouse, a parent, a grandparent.
My condolences to the families
gone forever. At both places,
of those who
we spent hours
indeed are dead from gun violence.
Who were broken, whose lives will never be the same. They had one message for all of us: do something. Just do something. For God's sake, do something.
Keep them out of it.
After Columbine, after Sandy Hook, after Charleston, after Orlando, after Las Vegas, after Parkland, nothing has been done. This time that can't be true. This time we must actually do something. The issue we face is one of conscience and common sense. For so many of you at home, I want to be very clear. This is not about taking away anyone's guns. It's not about vilifying gun owners. In fact, we believe we should be treating responsible gun owners as an example of how every gun owner should behave. I respect the culture and the tradition and the concerns of lawful gun owners. At the same time, the Second Amendment, like all other rights, is not absolute. It was Justice Scalia who wrote, and I quote, "Like most rights, the rights granted by the Second Amendment are not unlimited. Not unlimited. It never has been. There have always been limitations on what weapons you can own in America. For example, machine guns have been federally regulated for nearly 90 years, and this is still a free country. This isn't about taking away anyone's rights. It's about protecting children. It's about protecting families.
Meanwhile, in gang-infested communities,
our freedom to go to school, to
guys have 200-round drums in their guns, but who's keeping score?
According to new data just released by the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, guns are the #1 killer of children in the United States of America. The #1 killer. More than car accidents, more than cancer. Over the last 2 decades, more school-age children have died from guns than on-duty police officers and active-duty military combined. Think about that. More kids than on-duty cops killed by guns. More kids than soldiers killed by guns. For God's sake, how much more carnage are we willing to accept? How many more innocent American lives must be taken before we say enough, enough? I know that we can't prevent every tragedy, but here's what I believe we have to do.
Lemonade Renters Insurance covers your $1 million t-shirt, $1 million sunglasses, $1 million MP3.
Here's what the overwhelming majority of American people believe we must do. Here's what the families in Buffalo
everybody know.
in Texas told us we must do. We need to ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines.
Oh.
And if we can't ban assault weapons, then we should raise the age to purchase them from 18 to 21. Strengthen background checks. enact safe storage law and red flag laws, repeal the immunity that protects
As long
gun
as it don't
manufacturers
just
from
be red
liability,
flagging black people.
address the mental health crisis.
Wait, hold on. See, game is over now. The game is over. Now, I get it. Now, if you raise the age, I understand. But when he said, you see how he slid that in there, we got to ban assault rifles? Okay, game is over. And here's why game is over. The game is over. Like it's almost like a bully picking on somebody, and the person get tired of the bully picking on them, so they say, well, I'm gonna fight you after school. And the bully says, yeah, I'll fight you as long as you let me tie your right hand behind your back. And that's basically what it is. Like, the game is over, man. Game is over, man. And for all of y'all that put them in there, like I don't really, like, I'm starting to see through politics. Like I always saw through it, but I'm really starting to see through it even more now that it's one-sided with the left. Game is over, man. This game is over. Listen, what difference do it make? I have magazines that I never shot. It's almost like, okay, you gonna ban basketball? You gonna make LeBron James illegal? Because he's shooting shots at a target, which is the rim. Most of us law-abiding citizens who carry guns, we carry guns because the criminals got them. Because of any unseen wild animals. I mean, guns will give you a chance to continue to live. But they want to take away guns from people that are not going to do any mass shooting. In fact, let's keep it real. Make sure that wasn't, that none of them, some of them, like I said at the beginning, my condolences to those who are victims or the families of victims who truly, really have been involved in gun violence. And anybody that know me, they know that I care about victims. But game over, man. This game is over, man. It's over, man. So if there's anybody that you tampered with their brains or did anything weird like on Wag the Dog and these other movies, so you can ban assault rifles, which a lot of us Americans got them. And a lot of us Americans, that little white versus black, it don't work as good. It don't work with me at all. When I'm thinking of enemies, I'm not thinking of colors. Because there's people in every color that'll present danger to you. So I'm not thinking of colors. I don't see the police as an enemy. Your game is over, buddy. Your game is over. Cause see, now you trying to punk us, basically. Trying to take people's gun. You're trying to punk the American people. It's over, man. It's over. I never even shot. I've never even shot, like, I'm not even going to go into details, but I've never even shot some of the things that you're trying to ban. So you basically coming after me, a guy with no criminal record, over something that's real weird. Some of it is real weird and suspect. The rest of it, what that got to do with me? And I'm starting a movement. What did that got to do with me? What did that got to do with me? I ain't gonna do it. My kids ain't gonna do it. My brother ain't gonna do it. What that got to do with me? What that got to do with the law-abiding citizens of every color who it's entertainment for them to go to the range? Just like it is for people to go to the park and play pickup basketball. You basically shooting at a target. What that got to do with me, man? And I'm not trying to be apathetic, but what that got to do with me, man? What are you really up to, man? What are you really up to? Why do you care what guns people who have no criminal record, people who have sound minds? Now, I get it. You deal with mental health as long as you're not racist with it. And as long as you're not, let's see who he voted for. Oh, he voted for such and such. Oh, let's put a red flag on him. There's a lot of Trump supporters that are harmless. But you, game over, man. And I want to say to you, America, tell them game over. What that got to do with me? Game over. It's over, man. The game is over, man. It's over. Because see, now, the whole thing, how you walked up and all that, game is over, man. Meanwhile, in every state, people die from gun violence on the streets. And the criminals are getting more and more guns. And you want to make it where I had to go against somebody with a 200-round drum with a handgun? If it comes down to it, and your laws, and let's say I get in a situation, me, no criminal record, me. And one of these guys, they want to start some trouble, or they want some goods that they think I might have, or that they know I have. You want me to go against some guys with a 200-round drum and a bulletproof vest on. And you want to ban my weapons that will only be used for sport in a range or for protection to preserve the life of my family. Remember, you couldn't say law enforcement? You looking real fishy, man, because at first you couldn't say law enforcement. Now you want to ban certain magazines. Okay. So basically, you want me to have 10 shots against somebody else that got 50 or 200. Do I have to show you the pictures of some of the guys in my city alone, Milwaukee? Game over, man. It's over. What that got to do with me? What that got to do with me? Now that when you start affecting me, then I'll have a right to ask when these things happen, what it got to do with me. And why these things keep happening. You need to be finding out who's involved and what their agenda is. What that got to do with me, man? Your game over, man. And I want to say to the white man, to the black man, to the Latino man, to the Asian, every American citizen who has concealed carry rights, who has Second Amendment rights. I want to say to you, you gotta put your differences aside, man. Like, you gotta put that stuff aside. Like, it ain't. Game is over, man. Do your research, man. You think, yeah, I'll admit a lot of crime goes on in the black community. But think of how many people in the black community have never been to jail, that have concealed carry, that it brings a smile to his face, that the 50-year-old man, I'm not talking about myself, I ain't 50, can go to the range with his adult sons and have fun shooting the guns that they legally purchased, and now you want to take them away. Your game over, man. It's over, man. It's over, man. And this ain't about Trump and his grabbing PUSSYs or a stand down, stand back, or anything else he said. That was used as an excuse. I ain't gonna go into all the details of what I think the agenda is, but game over, man. Game over, man. Military guys, come on now. You gonna knock on somebody's door with no criminal record and tell them they gotta hand over their assault rifle? I want you to explain. I think what we need to do now, we need to figure out a way to get these people, these government officials, to take a lie detector test completely set in place by an unbiased citizen with no ties, and ask, so what is the purpose behind? Just ask a series of questions. Because people is looking real suspect. And the more days go along, looking real suspect. That I've never seen a country that don't want to be the number one superpower. It's fishy. This stuff is fishy. You don't want to be the number one superpower. You don't want the numbers population-wise. You don't want the people to back you possibly, if need be, against other tyrannical countries, be able to form a militia. You basically want us to have to go, if it's another country that hates us, we got to fight them with knives. If it came down to it. Your game is over, man. You playing games, man. What that got to do with me? Really, seriously though. What that got to do with me? Prophet Howard, son of Mr. Howard, the father of 4. What that got to do with me? "40-some-odd-year-old man with a high level of intelligence, with a sound mind. Things happen, but sometimes accidents and things happen. Sometimes financial failures happen. But what that got to do with me and what I got in my house? You tell me, Mr. President, Congress, Senate, Supreme Court. Well, if the Supreme Court, if they continue in their ways, I ain't got to worry about them. They good. I ain't got to worry about them making no decision that's going to put me at risk. If they continue in the pattern that I've seen as of late. With the, take this or else you can't work. Supreme Court, nah, we ain't gonna do that. Oh, I don't want it. Nah, you gotta keep it. If it's up to the Supreme Court, we good. As long as it ain't no weird little payoffs and this. But game over, man. They ain't got nothing to do with me. They ain't got nothing to do. Even down south, the Confederate flag carriers. If they ain't, listen, if they sound-minded, no criminal record, this, that, and the other, like you said, they need to do more background checks. Hey, go ahead. As long as you be fair about it, go right ahead. Cause I know I'm gonna be all right. But this has nothing to do with the AR-15. It has nothing to do with the AK-47. It's the guns don't make people use them. People use them. The gun can't say, let's go do this right quick. Let's go shoot up this school. Guns can't say that. People make that decision. They trying to act like the gun is possessed with devils and demons, and they're saying, let's go do this. Let me get off. Let me get my rounds off. The gun can't make itself shoot. So why would you want to ban the gun? Ban the people that's doing it. That's all I got on this one. The channel is the No Matrix. No trying to ban the gun like the gun is making people use it. No simping. All subjects channel. Thanks for watching. Man, it's